So what if this is a random trio? So what if there's nothing that connects them together? I have names for all three of them. That's right, this is a first for a SLUG review, and that alone makes it worth it.
And do you ever just get sad for like the forgotten toy lines? Like, you had to think that every toy line had to have at least one person who was passionate about it. Be it a sculptor or a designer, the person who came up with the initial pitch, person making the packaging. Someone down the line thought that this was going to be their big moment. And it kind of makes me sad. It's the same thing with movies and TV shows. You have to wonder, who was the person who thought that this was going to be their mark on history, and now no one talks about it. So, I hope that whoever that may have been for SLUG, whoever was carrying the banner for this zombie minifigure toy line, maybe they just know that people still know about these, and for those of us that do, they're pretty well liked.
From SLUG, a forgotten Jakks-specific toy line of minifigures that were supposed to be zombie parodies of pop culture characters, this is yet another SLUG review. And, as I said at the top of the video, this is the first time that I have a name from all three, because the archiving of information for these figures was so bad, I have not yet been able to find a complete list of figures. So this is the first time I've been able to ID all of them before I reviewed them. Let's take a look at our Survivor first, just because the Survivors tend to be the most boring. This is Gator Jones, a pretty obvious Crocodile Dundee reference. As you can see, that ain't no knife, that is a knife. God, that's awful. Okay, good detail around the head. I do like the little fingers and bullets that are up here. I like the vest. That said, he has a more nightmarish face than most of the zombies. Typically, the survivors have a bit, smoother faces to look human. Not this guy, though. That's because he's so manly, mate. Next up, we have Louie Fingers, a judge, and quite frankly, I think this might be a reference to Freddy Got Fingered. That is a super obscure movie. I don't think there's any way they did this. I think it's just because he's a judge, and in crime movies, it's like, yeah, the cops gave that guy the finger. I think, however, that this is a decent zombie. I like his messy, moppy hair. I like his tattered suit. He's definitely one of the more boring ones, but he's not himself boring, if you get what I mean. In a vacuum, he's fine. Here's the one I've been dying to talk about, though. Tragic Magic. Just kind of a pastiche of multiple magicians, but look at that. He's ripped the head off the rabbit, and it is also zombified now. And I also love his gross head and how this leg is rotting away. This one's definitely the one out of this trio that they put the most effort into. As always in these videos, there's a clear winner, but all three are pretty fun.